So does Brendan Gaughan, and then Kyle Busch, who is in third, will inherit the lead once again.
We saw Keselowski's stop was not totally clean. They had a problem on the right rear. I hate having those kind of problems and mistakes on green flag stops because it costs you time on the track. See, now he's racing Carl Edwards. And Carl pitted earlier, so you should expect that these fresher tires on Brad Keselowski's car will have him driving away.
Brad is running 7th right now. He is behind Leffler, Rudiman, Logano, and Kyle Busch, with, as we mentioned, Allgaier and Gaughan up front. And here comes the 12 as he peels off those two. Allgaier and Gaughan still have to make those stops, and here comes the 12 down pit road.
Hey, it's pretty impressive. These guys, as much horsepower as they make, Andy, and still getting pretty good fuel mileage.
Yeah, they've been making gains in this, and you can see that tonight showing that they can go a long way on this tank of fuel. No problem now, it looks like, for Allgaier to make it to the end of the race. Jamie?
Well, the good news is the 12 car has gotten a little more stable, the best it's been all day, but he is getting tight, and he says it's really edgy. He's asking for air pressure adjustment, which was already done before he got in, wedge adjustment, 4 tires, and they're going to fill it up with Sunoco fuel.
And just as you finish up, Jamie, the 62 of Brendan Gaughan, who becomes our 6th different leader with 9 lead changes, and trouble on the 12 as they finally get out, and let's send it to Doc.
62 car Brendan Gaughan coming down. He should be able to make it on fuel, and what a performance by Brendan after a frustrating run here a year ago. Go to work on the right side of the car, tear off on the windshield, air pressure, major chassis adjustment. These guys talking about how this track has gotten so free here as the sun has gone down. They expected to tighten up, but the speeds entering the corner have picked up, and the cars are very free. Down and away, final stop for Gaughan.
And Brendan Gaughan, his crew chief Brad Parrott gave Casey Mears his first Nationwide Series win here back in '04 as we pick up our race leader again after the pit stop cycle through. Kyle Busch takes over. He has a 2.2 second lead over Joey Logano, 10.9 seconds over David Rudiman in third. There's your top 5. Whoa, and we've got a caution on the track. Second one, and we're told it is debris in turn number 2. We had 2 cautions last year. We'll have a second one now here with 59 laps to go. With everybody that has stayed out, I don't.
Well, you're going to have some of these cars that could not make it to the end when they made their green flag stops, come in and get a splash of fuel. It'll be an opportunity for the cars that feel like they can make it, though, to stay out because the tires have just a couple of laps on them. It's going to be interesting to see what these what the teams can and can't do here as far as fuel mileage range. You see right here, Kevin Harvick's crew chief is discussing the situation.
And Andy, from this point, you have to start figuring right now on green-white checkers that now figure in, and 3 attempts at it.
Yeah, you do. We've seen very few caution flags tonight, but it seems like all these things, when you get to the end, they seem to really pick up as far as action. So you have to kind of keep that in the back of your head.
Well, the big beneficiary is going to be Justin Allgaier, as he's going to get the Aaron's lucky dog. He is the first car 1 lap down in 15th position. So we're still looking around to see where the debris is there in 2. You can see the trucks as they make their way out onto the racetrack. And that's the truck we're told that will be going out to check on that corner.
Green flag is out at the end of pit road. We'll see who comes in. Looks like the leaders are staying out.
Pit, 4 tires. Pit, 4 tires, full fuel here.
Yeah, the first one in is Carl Edwards. You heard Drew Blickensdorfer call him in for 4 tires.
Now remember, Edwards comes in 6th position, and we only have, as we mentioned, it'll be a total of 15 cars on the lead lap, so he will not give up a ton of track position. But he will be able to top off as Reed Sorensen also comes in right behind him. The 66 is Stephen Walsh, Trevor Bayne, and Jamie McMurray has already come through. And there's the stop on the 60.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer right here. They just had to come in because they had pitted early under that last cycle.
And our crew cam with Lee Cunningham giving us a view as he pushed him off. And Reed Sorensen has already made his splash and go. There goes Stephen Wallace. We can tell you Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also took advantage of this as he brought his car in. He is on the lead lap as well. So a lot of guys that were in jeopardy are no longer in jeopardy. It was a piece of sheet metal that the crew has picked up, we can tell you. So obviously somebody had something come off the car. That's the reason for our second caution, as we've had a total of 10 lead changes between 6 different drivers. Trevor Bayne is he's going to the clear shield as he gets rid of the visor used when the sun is up, and so he'll toss that out and will toss to brake.
Beautiful summer evening in Chicagoland as the NASCAR Nationwide Series works just the second caution of what has been a very fast Friday night 300-miler, 55 laps to go, and Kyle Busch out in front under this second of 2 yellows. We get you caught up on what's happened so far with a 5-hour Energy Rapid recap. Didn't take long for Kyle to get to the lead from 8th starting spot.
Oh, that car was just flat flying and went past leader Kevin Harvick there. You see the car's really working good, and we've seen this out of Kyle Busch all night long so far.
A number of people have had some troubles on pit road during their stops, included among them, well, first of all, Kyle among them.
Yeah, no doubt. Kyle had a speeding penalty, came in a little too fast and exited even faster, so put him in the back, but he has charged back to the front.
He roared back from a speeding penalty earlier. Danica Patrick, one of several teams. Seems like the lug nuts have been a difficult commodity to keep where they're supposed to be this evening.
Yeah, a lot of problems. In fact, the guy takes his hand and screws the lug nut off. NASCAR says, no way, tighten this baby up. Come on back here. That was not fair. There we go. Now we're good to go.
A lot of time.
Brad Keselowski, the championship leader, has spent some time out in front of this event. 24 laps, 3 different occasions to be specific. Shuffled back a little bit by a slow pit stop this last time by.
Had a slow pit stop. Has not been great tonight, but has been really good. I think he's just kind of waiting. We're going to get those last 30 laps, and we'll see if he's available to strike.
This was the end of his time in the lead. After Kyle Busch got the pit road speeding penalty, this was recovery time.
Oh, yeah, you see Kyle Busch right there. He's just a little bit mad at the moment.
Vengeance is mine, baby.
Yeah, man, he's got that thing handling perfect right now. That Toyota is flying out there.
So Kyle Busch through. Kyle's been out in front for 107 of the 146 laps we've led tonight. Looking to take another Nationwide Series record from Mark Martin. Remember, he passed Mark a couple of weeks ago as the all-time lap leader in this series. Well, he's tied with Mark for most wins on mile-and-a-half tracks, and if he gets this one tonight, he's going to take that record too.
Well, that's a heck of a record, but the word if is a big one right now because he's getting really tight on fuel at the end of this race. I believe he can make it no problem, but if they got some green-white checker restarts, that could get him in trouble.
And as we get set for the restart, we'll mention that Justin Allgaier indeed was the Aaron's Lucky Dog Free Pass recipient on this caution. He was the first driver a lap down. He comes back into the lead lap mix now. He's in 15th position as we get set to go. So we think fuel mileage is taken out of the equation now. Kyle Busch among a number of drivers who did not pit. Carl Edwards for this restart back in 11th spot as the guy who led the charge down pit road. And some of the guys in and around him just took fuel only on their stops. Marty, we got all kinds of things going on here as we get set to go green.
We certainly do, as Kyle Busch will choose the outside. Joey Logano alongside. Then Rudeman and Leffler row 2. Keselowski, Harvick row 3. Brown, Scott row 4. McMurray and Sorensen round out the top 10. And we are back to green flag racing. 53 to go here at Chicagoland.
You know, Kyle Busch does have to look over there and see his teammate and wonder, you know, we used to call David Pearson the Silver Fox, and here goes Logano to the lead.
Joey Logano. Now remember, we talked at the beginning of the broadcast how the first time somebody has taken the lead, it's with less than 50 laps to go. Well, Joey Logano may have the lead for the first time if he can get back to the stripe with 52 to go.
Are you saying he made his move too soon?
4 times the race winner has pulled this feat, and you mentioned it in the pre-race. And you know, it's the adjustments that you make as the evening goes on that sets you up for this final run. And right now, we have our 7th different leader.
Now, you got to race the whole race to put yourself in position to win, but this is where the real race is. This is the last run, and I'm telling you, these two guys are going to race each other as hard as they can. Dave?
And Andy, there's a question here. The 20 car radioed in that he was a little tighter at the start of that last run, which means right now he can run really, really hard. Is Kyle's car just a little bit looser and going to come in a little later? It'll be interesting to watch.
It could, Dave, but you know, we've been hearing a lot of cars saying that they get freer as they run, so it might be good news for Logano. He's holding him off pretty good right now.
Edwards and Keselowski have their own little battle going on the left side of the screen as here comes Kyle on the right. Has to think better of it. Can't get underneath him. Here comes Brad looking on the low side, but they've got Harvick on point right in front of him.
Yeah, I was going to mention about Joey Logano and David Pearson. I said it was the Silver Fox. That obviously Joey, not quite silver, anywhere close to that. So we'll call him the Sly Fox. But he seems to be really good at just waiting till the right time to make all of this happen.
With the 18 car just